Hello, I am Dr. Christian Wiele. Welcome to Christian Wiele Presents Fun with AI. My apologies for this episode being late, but the summer was hot and I wasn't willing to work in an overheated studio. In today's episode, we will look at what you can learn by watching TV. More specific, what you can learn about AI and the people living on Apagayo Island. This is important because it has a direct influence on how we perceive the field of AI. So, we are off to Apagayo Island to meet some of the inhabitants. And you see, it's a very special island, because the only way to get there is via train. And obviously, there seems to be a quite nerdy building. But you will get into somebody's world you don't have access to otherwise. So, let's see whom we're gonna meet here. Welcome Penny and Leonard. Welcome Amy, and here you go, Sheldon Cooper. Haha, and you thought this apartment was in Pasadena, California. But actually it's on Apagayo Island. Most of you probably will never meet an AI researcher, but every day you are able to meet Sheldon Cooper and the rest of the Big Bang Theory. So what can you learn by watching the Big Bang Theory? Well, the first thing to notice is that people like Sheldon, Leonard, Raj and Howard really exist. For sure, they are a little exaggerated, it's a sitcom, but otherwise, their behavior and their traits are well observed by the creators of the Big Bang Theory. How do I know? Well, I have a PhD in theoretical physics and I met and worked with this kind of people. So trust me, they exist. But I want to focus on Sheldon because his personality is most relevant for the field of AI. And I want to pick out 3 characteristic traits of his personality. The first is about things we know already. The physical laws that already have been discovered and the mathematical models behind them. People like Sheldon have a very deep understanding of these models and what we already know about the physical world, and it's beyond the grasp of most other people. Sheldon is capable of grasping even the most abstract theories. It's a source of his reputation, and even President Siebel respects him for this, although he has a weird personality otherwise. The second part is about the things we don't know, and it's even more important for scientists because otherwise there wouldn't be anything to discover. And for scientists like Sheldon, the unknown is not just void and empty space, but they fill it with their own worldview and their own models, how they think this unknown has to be filled and how the world is functioning. And creating these inner models is a very important step in making progress. For instance, one example that comes up several times in the Big Bang Theory is the discovery of the Higgs boson. Peter Higgs made a postulate in the 60s about a certain particle that he required to make his model work. And about 50 years later, the Higgs boson was discovered in an experiment on the Large Hadron Collider in Geneva at the CERN. So Peter Higgs created his own model and made a prediction about the unknown, which later was confirmed. And you need to understand 2 things about these inner models. The first thing is you need a deep conviction that this model is correct and that you're on the right track. For a long time, Sheldon worked in the field of string theory and was convinced that he's on the right track until he started to get some doubts that string theory leads him nowhere, and at this point he wasn't able to proceed any further into this field. That's when he dumped string theory, although he really loved it. In one episode, Sheldon gets into a fight with Leslie Winkle whether loop quantum gravity or string theory is the way to go. And as poor Leonard takes Sheldon's side, Leslie dumps him. From this you can learn 2 things. The first is that the inner views of 2 scientists do not need to be compatible, because they are hypotheses about the future or the unknown. And the other thing is that although a scientist might have a high reputation for his work and the things he's doing, it doesn't mean that his inner model is correct. And this is very subtle because sometimes you don't know whether a scientist is talking about something known or something he is deeply convinced to be true, although he can't prove it. I want to give you one example that comes up several times in the Big Bang Theory, and it's about the multiverse. The multiverse is one of the interpretations of quantum mechanics, and the idea behind is that there are an infinite number of parallel universes. And the proponents of this idea talk about it as if it would be true and real. But there is no evidence about parallel universes right now, and probably we will never be able to experience a parallel universe. So let's come to the third characteristic, which is a kind of extension to the last point, but more specific to AI. And it's about Sheldon's love for science fiction. And this love for science fiction might be seen as a kind of contradiction to his high intelligence and rationality. And probably any computer would instantly crash facing that kind of contradiction. But Sheldon doesn't feel any contradiction here. And that might be because science fiction is a kind of escape for him. Sheldon is in a constant struggle with less intelligent people surrounding him. So for him, the vision of a superhuman intelligence is something very positive. There's one episode where he tries to prolong his physical life to be able to meet a superhuman intelligence where he can upload his brain, his intelligence into. And if you closely watch The Big Bang Theory, you know that a superhuman intelligence is basically the only intelligence Sheldon would accept. But this belief in a superhuman intelligence does not originate in any reality. It's much more wishful thinking. And I think this is what he has in common with at least a part of the AI community. These people are also highly intelligent and have a reputation in their respective fields. And they have a similar positive view on a superhuman intelligence. But still, it's not based on reality. I give you one example. Jürgen Schmidhuber, a well-known AI researcher from Germany, now working in Switzerland, always tells the story that he moved into AI research because he wanted to create a superhuman intelligence. And he will retire the moment he achieves his goal. But in reality, we haven't come closer to real AI or superhuman intelligence in the last decades. Although a lot of progress has been made in an approach that's coined narrow AI. I think this is what you can learn from watching The Big Bang Theory and analyzing Sheldon Cooper. So keep in mind, these people really exist, but what they are talking about doesn't necessarily be realistic or reality. Hope you enjoyed what you learned. So please come back for another episode of Christian Wiede Presents Fun with AI.